right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to I'm taking this off. Hold on. Welcome to Let's Get Wildemount, a new D&D 5e campaign inspired by Critical Role's Wildemount setting. I am the technically producer of this. Critical Bard, also known as Omega Jones. I should say that backwards. I'm nervous. Let me live. I'm just very, very, very excited that you all have decided to join us for the chaos that is going to ensue this season. I have a fabulous cast, and just amazing group here to bring you a story that I think is going to be very touching, fun, happy, sad, all those good old feelings. But let's go around and get to know one another. Let's go around and introduce ourselves. We're actually going to start with Harmond below me. We're going to start with Mike.
Hey guys, I'm Mike, I guess, and I will be playing Harmond, the Blood Hunter of the Lycan Order. And you can find me on Twitter making fun D&D jokes.
Anything else? And we get such an abrupt thing.
Yeah.
Jokes.
I was waiting for the D&D joke.
Sorry, I'm so real nervous.
Oh.
But yeah, I'm really, really excited to be a part of this and hang out in Exandria with all of you.
Heck yeah. Kelli.
I was muted. Hello, I am Kelli, mostly known as the Opera Geek around the interwebs, and I am going to be playing Odessa, the gunslinger, who is just so excited to be with all of these awesome people because she just wants to be an adventurer.
Michael Kritz.
Hello, my name is Michael Sinclair II. Today I'll be playing Lirros, the Shatterkai blood cleric of the Raven Queen. And I'm really excited to play with everyone here. You can catch me at Michael Kritz on Twitter and on Twitch and everywhere else. Just really happy to be here and explore Wildemount with the rest of the folks here. Yeah.
Aki.
Hi, everybody. I am Aki. Pronouns are they, them. I am playing Loom, who is also they, them. And yeah, I'm super excited for people who might not be aware. Loom is a character that I created in the very first D&D campaign I played when I finally started getting back into it. Inspired, of course, by having watched Critical Role and wanting to play more D&D. So this is a major throwback for me, and I'm really excited to bring them back and play them in this setting.
Nick.
Hi, I'm Nick the Tiefling, all around the interwebs, mostly on TikTok and Twitter, where I make all kinds of random D&D content and tweet about how I lose things a lot. I am here to play Ekris, the Zariel Tiefling Paladin Oath of Vengeance, and very excited to be among this incredible cast.
And Gil.
Oh, me. All right. Well, hey, folks, I am the Dungeon Master, Gil the Vlogsmith. You may know me as the one who often is quoted to ruin other people's lives on stream or otherwise. Yes, I'll be the Dungeon Master for this wonderful cast. I am so excited. I've got so much stuff up in here.
We thankfully, because people and companies want to support the arts and support people who do this, if you pay me, just being real, we have a couple of sponsors, y'all. We're actually going to start with our friends over at Legendary Pans. What are Legendary Pans? They're pans that are legendary, obviously. They actually have a really cool Kickstarter going on right now for wine dice, which are a dice collection inspired by different types of drinks, mostly wines like red wine and vino vite and champagne. They even have a bourbon set. If they hit some stretch goals, they'll have a mead set. I don't know if you can put these dice in the glass, but hey, having that amazing set next to them as you drink and chill with your friends playing the game that we all love, it's always amazing. You can check out legendarypants.com, I believe, and check out their Kickstarter today. Make sure you what's the word I'm looking for? Make sure I'm about to say subscribe, but this is not YouTube. Make sure. What is it called when you pledge? Thank you. Wow. I was like, I don't use Kickstarter, obviously. The Kickstarter has funded, but you can continue to pledge for the next couple of weeks, I believe. So check it out today. We're gonna go ahead and talk about Die Hard Dice.
Oh man, I'm on the spot now. Die Hard Dice is home of some of the best metal dice on the market. At Castle Die Hard, they try to promote community within the tabletop RPG community with their Dice affiliate program, collaborating with creators like Gabe James Games, Motherlands RPG, and Critical Bard himself on dice sets for their communities. You can check out dieharddice.com for a vibrant selection of dice. Like I have Desert Melody right here. It's one of my favorites. For a vibrant selection of dice and the new Avalor Polymer dice line. Use code GETWILD, that's wild with an E, to get 10% off of your next order. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. These dice are great.
Found Familiar is up next.
Ooh, all right. Well, if you love coffee as much as I do, I already went through my morning pot of coffee, usually about 2 pots of coffee a day. Let's Get Wildemount is very excited to partner with Found Familiar. I'm super excited about this because I love their coffee. It's the place to get D&D themed specialty coffee. Every bag sold helps fund and support artists, content creators, and other small businesses within the realm of TTRPGs, from flavors such as Thieves' Cant, the secret blend with artwork by Anna Z and Sarzunda, to the Cartographer's Blend, a South American blend created in collaboration with the Mistress of Maps, Devin Rue. If you need coffee, Found Familiar is the place for you. Use the code GETWILD, again with an E, for a percentage off your purchases today. And I can say I have had their coffee before. It is absolutely incredible. And the art is stunning on every bag.
I am drinking Hex right now.
Nice.
So good. I need that dark blend today. Mage Hand Press.
That's right, CB. In a world where we long to create and inspire, Mage Hand Press is the place to be. They've created a plethora of D&D 5e content for you to peruse. From the War Mage class, a base class that basically answers the question, can I play a D&D character that only uses cantrips? Why, yes, you can. You can prestidigitate yourself right out of any dungeon. Or not, but you can toll the dead on somebody, and that's cool too. Or you can switch to the Fey Folio, a complete book dedicated to all things Feywild and chaotic. Good luck, folks. Or you can go to space with Dark Matter, a 5e setting completely based on science fiction fantasy in space with subclasses, items, and monsters galore. Make sure to check them out at store.magehandpress.com.
And you can use 15%. You can use Get Wild to get 15% off anything in the Mage Hand Press store. We're gonna talk about our friends over at the Adventuring Kit.
Hey folks, Adventuring Kit. Check out the newest digital toolset for D&D and tabletop gaming. Adventuring Kit is in its alpha stages, and you can be one of its many testers, from dice rolling to character notes. It's the new place to come together for your gaming needs. It is use what you want design philosophy. It allows you basically to choose what features you wish to use without, worrying about getting bogged down by complex systems. With accessibility as the forefront thought, Adventuring Kit is the perfect one-stop shop for your tabletop games. A note, character sheets and the map design feature are not available yet, but they will be coming soon. Check out the Discord for more information.
And I personally want to give a big shout out to our friends at D&D Beyond, who is, the amazing place where you can get all of your digital content, such as all of the D&D supplements and adventuring books. You can even roll dice on D&D Beyond. I know I will be today. You can use encounter builders to make sure that your characters and you know exactly what they're going to be fighting, and you'll know how hard that fight's going to be. I'm sorry in advance. Check out dndbeyond.com. We're actually going to be doing a giveaway today for a copy of the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount. You just look out for the code in chat as we play. You have to be here to win it. Sorry, but be ready for that code at any point during this show. One last thing, I want to give a quick couple of shout outs to some of these people who made this show possible today. Pastel Spell, who created the layout and overlay for this entire stream. Carnario RPG, who created the character art. Demoac in chat, also known as Zach Gelling, who created the intro video. UltraTom100 on Twitter, who created the character cards you see. And many, many others who just came out to just support us and be there for us. We thank you all so much. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Gil to destroy us. I mean, to let to get wild. Gil,
Get wild, exactly.
it's all
Yeah.
for you.
How dare you? I wouldn't destroy you
Lies.
yet. When the threat of war simmers in the depths of society, there are those who answer the call of greatness. The year is 835 post-divergence, currently in the third month of Dwalahe. We find ourselves over the southern parts of the Marrow Valley. It is a crisp spring day with large clouds dotting the horizon. The earth is still damp from the recent rains. Blight has threatened the local farmlands, and with little to no crops, the town of Alfield requests aid. A wagon carrying much needed supplies to Alfield is ambushed by 15 highwaymen. This is where we begin our story. 6 adventurers hired by this merchant to protect his goods with the promise of payment upon delivery. My players, roll initiative.
I'm sorry, what?
Already?
Yeah.
Wait.
Roll
Okay,
initiative.
wait, what?
Okay.
I
We're under
mean,
We're gonna
attack.
die. Oh,
I
we're
mean-
gonna die.
Loom and I haven't even worked out our backpack throw the tiny rogue move yet.
Not entirely
good.
sure what it is that you expect me to do in this situation, but
I
I
can
don't
just
think
pick you up
it-
and throw you, but I just thought
Alright.
the backpack
I
was
mean,
more
the
comfortable.
back-
Okay.
Wait, why are we
the
throwing
backpack
people?
would be more comfortable. I
Wait.
think we have made a miscalculation.
Wait, who's throwing who?
expected for me.
There is
And
no one
Kelly
going to
starts
be
off
throwing.
with her
Made a wrong
traditional
turn,
rolls.
Right, has everyone rolled yet?
Yeah.
Yes,
Unfortunately.
I'm rolling now.
All right.
Great. Let's
Dirty
Unfortunately.
20.
20?
Dirty 20.
19.
30, 20, and okay, 19. So hold on, we got right,
Got that +0.
Yeah.
19. We have Ekris. All right, so 15 up. I think we got 19 already. Okay. 10 up.
11.
Okay, wow. And who was that? Michael?
Lirros. Yeah.
Lirros.
Mhm.
Okay, 5 up.
9.
7.
8.
Well, that is 9.
Do we have 7, 8, 9?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Odessa is 8, right?
First fight.
Everything
Boom
is fine. This
Boom
is
is
all
7.
going. I am 7. Yes.
Okay.
Everything is fine.
A solid 7 out of 10 at the very
Okay,
least.
perfect.
No, you're at least a 10 out of 10. Now, don't let anybody tell you anything different.
Oh, well, that is so very kind of you, Odessa.
Yeah, thank you. It's, anytime.
All
All
right.
right, let's go die.
That is not going to happen today. I mean, it might happen for me. If you haven't noticed, I am made of jelly.
Is that what you're made of? Because you could. Okay.
Gil, check the chat real quick for me.
Harmond, you go first. The scene before you, the wagon has stopped. The merchant has basically kind of cowered away at this moment. You have already dispatched 3 of them amongst all of you. These are just bandits. They're looking for a quick buck. But you have basically hindered that process. You're up right now. There are currently 2 in front of you.
Oh, I'm up.
Yeah,
Oh, geez.
you
All
rolled
right.
a 20, so
Okay, all right. I walk up and I am going to activate my Crimson Right. So the claws marks on my on the side of my face begin to bleed a little bit. That's my bonus action. So I take 1d6 damage. So oh yeah, I take 5 damage to myself already. And I'm going to
damage of the
attack them.
campaign was to themselves, guys. Just keep that in mind.
First damage, guys. Blood Hunter life. All right, I'm gonna try and attack the first person in front of me. So
All right.
all right, and I get, I think, let's see, that is a 2 hit. That's a 25.
25 absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll
Awesome.
damage.
And that is, let's see here. That's 7 points of damage plus my
7.
Crimson Right. So 7 plus 4, that's 11 points of damage.
11 points of damage. You watch this bandit just basically crumble to the ground. He didn't really have a chance with you. You begin to rend him, and then the ground has been crimsoned, as you will, with a rite of blood. So, do you have a second attack, or?
I do, yeah.
Okay,
So,
well, there's another one right in front of you, who is now looking a little bit more perturbed than his initial, assessment of all of you.
I look at him and I just go. I shrug my shoulders. And I'm gonna attack again. That is a 24 to hit,
24 does hit.
and that is 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. All right, he's looking extremely rough, and yeah, he's just backing up a little bit now. He's thinking about running away. Ekris, you are up, and there are 2 in front of you as well.
All right.
You are now. I'm gonna say that you were on the right side of the wagon. Harmond was on the left side. You're just kind of like flanking the wagon here.
Great.
Making sure that everything stays good between you all.
All right. Ekris will step off the kind of pulling out his large great sword, and just start marching towards these 2, and go ahead and just kind of start swinging at him.
Go for it.
At that point. So we've got one of those attacks might hit. First attack is going to be 24.
Yes, it does hit.
Which will do not much. Only 6 points of damage. So I'm going to dump a first level Divine Smite into that.
Okay, and that will be total of?
And so that is a total score of 19.
You bisect him. It is, yeah, there is literally, he has a scimitar in his hand. He's holding it with 2 hands because he sees you holding your blade with 2 hands. He thought he might have somewhat of an advantage. And he goes to parry, and you just basically take the sword with it all the way down, and...
Ow.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, that was so gross.
Ekris's eyes are just glowing.
There isn't even a sound that is made by him. You were just so quick. There is the other bandit next to you, who again is now looking like he wants to run away.
Yeah. Ekris, his eyes just glowing, kind of turns and stares at him. Now's your chance to run.
You watch him kind of like just ups his scimitar. He's not yet going to go because it's not his turn, but you can see he's like about to just bolt. All right. Next up we have Lirros.
Okay. I am going to look at the person who wants to run, and I'm going to say, "Let me give you a helping hand." I'm gonna push out my hand, and you're gonna see kind of like some reddish tethers come from my fingers and kind of onto his back, and I'm gonna cast Channel Divinity. The thing is Blood Puppet. So I'm going to essentially make him walk his feet away from us to like help him get away before, he faces judgment. And so you'll just see him kind of like, it seems awkward that he doesn't really want to go, but his mind is telling him that he wants to actually leave, but he's kind of just being kind of manipulated to go forward. So I'm
like
just pushing him
very
away.
awkward marionette. He's kind of just like, he's trying to step in his own way, but there is a compulsion there with him. And yeah, you see him kind of like hobble on. He doesn't really know what's going on himself, but he's walking away. Okay.
That will be what I do at this point. And I don't see anyone else other than these ones that we've been focusing on at the moment.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left around you. They're basically being harried by the rest of your companions here.
All right, I will position myself around someone who's melee-esque, so I don't get attacked.
I will say Norvad is pretty close to you, so you can see him. He's getting ready. He's just like cracking his neck a little bit and just about to go to town. It is the bandit's turn though. And the captain goes first. He's going to go. He sees what you just did, Lirros, and he's going to try to rush towards you.
Fair.
And does a no, that's a natural 4. So now I'm going to assume that does not hit with a total of no, that's a 12.
So I'm just gonna parry his attack with the sickle and kind of hook his blade a little and kind of do a sweeping C to kind of brush the attack away.
Sure. Okay. And it does so, and he's taken aback, and he's going to attack you once more. This time with a dagger, and his offhand is kind of a little dagger. He's kind of do a little jab to your face, and that's probably another no. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's going to be 10.
So no, he misses. With that little bit of like blood bending power that I have, or blood puppet power I have, like residual, just for flavor, I'm gonna kind of make his wrist twitch a little so that he doesn't actually hit me and back up as he does.
Copy that. He's gonna look at his hand like they betrayed him. All right, and that is his go. He's going to stand now, basically squared up to you, and that is his turn. We have Norvad. You are up.
So Norvad has been watching and seeing what's going on, and since Lirros has placed himself close to Norvad with the captain standing in front of him,
Correct.
he will in his hand, he has a belt around his waist, and around that belt is a necklace of sorts that dangles of a figure with wings, and it's the Everlight, and he holds it in his hand and says, "Should I show compassion, or are they beyond?" And as he lets go, that same hand begins to glow almost with a subtle purplish black ichor. It almost looks necrotic in a way. And he rushes forward immediately and like steals the dude in the face.
Yeah.
First attack is going to be that is math. That is a 25 to hit.
Easily hits.
I'm gonna do 2 strikes on him really quickly,
Go
just
for
like an attack, and then I hit him with my knee. That is a 15 to hit.
Also hits.
Okay, so that's going to be 7 plus, that's 15 points of damage.
15 points. All right.
And as he does that, math, I'm going to use a key point. Well, I'm gonna use 2 key points, but I'm gonna use 1 key point to, as I hit with that first blow to the face, some of that necrotic energy washes off as I use my Hand of Harm to do an extra 7 points of necrotic damage.
Copy that. Yep.
And then I'm going to use a key point to Stunning Strike.
So I think you can only use 1 key point per turn, no?
Not specifically. It's not. These don't require bonus actions, anything like that. You can use Q2 as many.
Okay.
With,
Gotcha. If it's not a bonus action, then you're good.
Yeah. So Stunning Strike on that.
Okay.
Second attack.
All right. So then I make a what?
Constitution save. DC
Constitution save.
DC 15.
DC 15. He made it. 13 plus 2.
I don't like you. That's fine.
I mean, you watch his eyes kind of, almost blink out for a moment, but he rights himself again. Still has his dagger and scimitar in his hand.
And then he steals his hand back as he prepares for whatever's coming next. That's his turn.
Okay, copy that. Are you gonna take patient defense? Is that what you're saying, or
nope.
Just gonna? Okay, copy that. Okay, and now it is the rest of the bandits' turns, and right now we have the bandit that is on you, Harmond, and it's going to attack you. It is going to attempt to strike you for only a 16 to hit.
That doesn't hit.
Okay, and That's it for that one. The one that it was walking away is. Do they make a saving throw for that ability that you have, Lirros?
For the
The
saving
one that
throw
you have
for-
marionetting, basically back away.
Let me see if the spell again says it needs to make a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. So that should have happened right off the cuff.
Oh, okay. Copy
Mhm.
that. Let me roll it just in case. It was a natural 12, which I don't believe they have a con. Oh, they do. They have a +1. So they technically make it. But I'm going to say that you had it there for at least a good round and was able to now, within a little bit of distance, shrug off the effect. Sure. And they're still now at this point, once free, they are bolting. They did not like that feeling at all of being controlled. They are running right into the forest that is surrounding that area. It's not a heavily wooded area, but there's enough cover there that they could probably, ditch down and hide. All right, so these other two, Odessa, there are two on you.
Oh, okay. I didn't say where I was standing, but they're welcome.
They basically surrounded the whole thing, and you are all surrounding the wagon. So it's pretty much like a 50-50 of
Brilliant
placement. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
So the first one is going to attempt to attack you for a natural 17, which is a +3 to hit. So that's 20.
Yeah, it's going to hit.
Okay. And the second one, I'm going to have him do that. Might as well do it all at once. And that's another natural 17.
Jesus.
Why?
I random.
To me. Thank you.
All right. So first one is one is 2 damage and one is 3 damage. Get wrecked.
Oh yeah, man.
That's all they do to you. They sink their scimitars into you, but it's light cuts. They're like off your shoulder and whatnot. You're kind of backing up, so try to avoid it. But that's about all they can do. They're done. Harmond, sorry, I already got you. Ekris, they see you two. Sorry, so Ekris and then Lirros were kind of in the same area because you were able to, hit that one guy and have him run off and whatnot. And one is going to attack you, Ekris, and that one is a natural 8 for no, it's not going to hit. It's 10 total, or sorry, 11 total. And the next one, Lirros, is going to be a 9. So that one probably misses. Yeah. Okay. The other 3 are going to not necessarily avoid you all, but I'm sorry. No. Yep, there are 2 that are going to kind of avoid you and then attempt to ransack the wagon itself. You're all being, harried by them, and so it's not like you can't see them, but you're kind of focused. So they're going to try to not necessarily steal things right off the bat, but they're going to rummage through a little bit and see what is worth taking. Again, supplies are limited in this area, and anything they can get, even if it's not monetary value, they might consider. So they're going to look through. I'm just going to do a little mini roll here, see what they're able to do. Okay, not a whole lot. Loom, 1 is against you. They're going to hit you. Oh, natural 20.
No.
Natural 20.
No, I rebuke that.
This is the way things go. All right, and
I'm gonna uncanny dodge that miss.
Okay, copy that. So I'm rolling 2 d6 here, and okay, that is 10 plus the 1, I believe. Yeah, so 11 damage reduced to 5 by uncanny dodge.
Ah.
And now, so yeah, you watch. They hit him pretty hard. How much you Loom will understand. Okay, they hit you and it hurt, yet you are not. Huh?
It did hurt. I'm not impressed.
And so you're starting to feel it a little bit. It's not a whole lot of damage, but it's definitely something that you might want to. Okay, all right, cool. It hurt a little bit. We have next.
Oh.
Odessa, actually, you're up. That's it for
Okay.
them.
Just for some flavor, I'm gonna say Odessa was sitting on the back of the wagon when they attacked.
Okay.
You know, and she was just like sitting there, and then she gets, ow, ow,
Just still sitting there, just.
and then she sees Loom get hit, and she was like, oh heck, I guess I got to do this. And she'll stand up from the wagon, which I don't know how tall these bandits are, but I assume seeing a 6'5" rather built person stand up next to you is going to give them pause. Now, I do not know, do pistols get the ranged weapon disadvantage at close range? Because I could not find that rule.
I'm going to make an executive decision here and say that I'm going to keep it similar, because the reason why a crossbow and a bow get disadvantage is because they're right up in your face, and they're not just standing there, right? They're doing other stuff with that. So I'll just allow a little bit of disadvantage, but yeah, go ahead and do what you're gonna do.
So she hadn't even pulled out her weapon yet, so she pats her. Yeah, I know I do, but I'm busy. So she pats her hips, and she's like, oh, and she reaches into a coat that is far too thin to be holding this, and pulls out, a big old pistol. And she looks at one of the guys that attacked her, and she was like, now friend, I had not met you before. I do not believe that is the way you should introduce yourself to somebody. And she will roll to hit him.
They both
natural
have
20. Nope, not a natural 20. What the heck? That was my damage. Heck. Thought it. I'm still excited. But you know what? I only rolled a 10, but gosh dang it, that's a 19.
Yeah. Blap, blap. Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
that was only one.
I know.
That was the one.
I'm well aware. How much damage do you do, though?
So that was I rolled 14 was 14. What I had rolled.
There's a hole in one of the guys, and he just flops over. The next one, they both had a puzzled look at your, little dissertation at the beginning of your attack. And now the other guy is just staring at his friend, who's now laying in the dirt with the jaw basically to the floor. You're up. You're still up.
Excuse me, sir. Would you mind standing still for just 1 second? And she will
looks back at you, not realizing what has just happened.
And she will rest her arm on his shoulder to aim at the one that just attacked Loom. Okay. It's like, your friend is over there bothering my friend. I just don't like that. That's another 19 to hit.
Okay, yes. That definitely hits.
And 11 damage to the one by Loom.
Loom, the one who just attacked you is now breath gone, slumps in front of you.
And so then she will say, that was just very kind of you. I did need that for just a second. You can continue standing still, and I'm going to action surge. And that's only a 12 though.
It hits.
Oh,
bandits. They're just.
It sucks
bandits.
To be you. Okay. Only 5 damage though. She's
only
like,
5 damage.
I'm being nice to you because
you
did give me a hand there for a shoulder, but still, you get my point.
Which one did you shoot right now? This.
I had 2 by me. One of them is no longer of this earth, and then the other one is right next to me.
As a tripod, correct?
Yeah, the one I was using as a tripod.
And then you shot the tripod.
I shot the tripod.
Okay, all right. Well, they're no longer a tripod anymore, but they're on your they're nearby. They're hurt. They're just not dead.
Okay.
So, ow. Okay. Good stuff. Jesus. Loom. The one in front of you who cut you is dead on the ground. Your go. There are 2.
But there is somebody harassing Odessa, and I feel the need to repay the favor.
Okay.
So Loom is gonna slip up to that person.
The tripod.
And
you're just borrowing my language. It's okay. It's fine.
And they're out of their arm shoots a dagger. That it's an arm blade, it shoots a dagger. As it does, it bursts into green flame. and I'm gonna go ahead and cast Green Flame Blade on it, and then make my attack. Doo-doo. Oh, geez, really? It's only a 9.
Only a 9. Unfortunately, the bandits are a little bit higher than that.
That's okay. I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Okay. Now, it's still an impressive feat, though. Just watching them do that little flash of green energy. These bandits haven't seen anything of the like, so they're just, each one of them, every single one of them now, including the 2 in the wagon, are now looking to book it. They see everything going on. They realize that their numbers are dwindling. The bandit captain is still at it, though. He doesn't really realize the severity of the situation, even though he is the captain. Okay, now we're back to the top, and it is Harmon's turn.
All right, so, well, we're really tearing through these guys. I thought I would have to do something. You know what? Never mind. I'm just gonna keep going at it. I'm gonna attack the guy that just tried to attack me.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna try and finish that guy off. That is a roll the 2. That's a 10.
10 just misses.
Yeah. All right, I'm gonna try and attack him again then.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, all right. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's a 14.
14 does hit.
Okay, all right. And yeah, I'm gonna try and stab him with my rapier for
Okay,
9 points of damage.
just enough. You sink it right down in the center of his chest. Just falls right down.
As he's dying, I just kind of give like a half-hearted shrug, like, play stupid games, win stupid prizes, buddy.
like this, just
Like a Han Solo shrugging his shoulders.
Okay. All right, they're now dead. You're fairly close to the wagon. You still have movement. There are 2 in the wagon currently. Again, looking to bolt, but they are there.
Sorry, is this to
I mean,
me
you
or
still have
to
one more
Harmond?
attack, though, right?
Yeah.
You can, if you still want to, head up to the wagon. There are 2 there. Harmond.
Oh yeah. I used both my attacks. My first one missed.
Oh, I see. Copy
I only
that.
have 2
Gotcha.
attacks. Yeah.
All right.
No,
Fair enough.
I
All
was-
right. I wasn't. Yeah. All right. Ekris, you are up.
All right. Well,
So there's one that is walking away and now bolting away. There are 2 more in the wagon, and the one in front of Loom has expired. The tripod has expired, and the one next to the tripod has now expired. There are very few left. And the captain.
well, Ekris will climb up into the try to get in between the 2 or in front of the 2 in the wagon,
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of glaring at them. Just, we told you to run, and just casts Word of Radiance
Mm-hmm.
to try and blast both of them. So I need both of them to make a Constitution saving throw.
Right. 15 plus 1. Yep. 16 and a 19.
Okay, both of those save. So it's just a blast of radiant damage that doesn't touch them, but it just kind of goes around them.
Roll an intimidation check anyway.
Ooh, right. Well, still plus a lot. I got a 3, so that's 10.
10. This is just with the whole display of watching their fellow bandit mates just get decimated, and you just walk up to them like nobody's business, and then just go as you tell them to run. It wasn't a high DC that they were trying to save from that one, but you see they're shaking. They're just like looking around, trying to see if there's any quick exit before they meet your blade, basically. That's where those 2 are at. They look like they're about to flee. And we have up next is Lirros. There's the bandit captain right in front of you.
All right. Ekris chopped someone in half, right? Like
Oh, yeah,
he's
he's straight up
twain, right?
Yep.
So what I'm going to do is use my spell Guiding Bolt by using the blood of the fallen Twain person to like bring it up as a blade of like liquid blood and splash it on him. So I'm gonna pull it up and do that motion, and essentially say over to Ekris and my other person, Harmond, and be like, this person's weak, you must attack them now, and then just basically put that like mark on them, so now they're kind of like glowing with that like crimson glow on them.
Right. Copy that. All right. Good. The bandit captain is.
And then
marked.
I gotta roll for that.
Yes.
So let me.
Or do I have to roll for that?
Let me make sure. I have to make a ranged spell attack, so let me go
copy
ahead
that.
and do that.
Are you hitting the bandit captain or are you hitting someone they're fighting?
Bandit captain.
The one that's in front of us.
Yes.
Yeah. Whoever wants to hit it, essentially.
Okay.
All right. So that is gonna be a 15.
15 does hit. Just hits.
Okay, and then I'll do 46 for that.
Ooh.
I believe. Yep. That's 11 plus 4, 15. 15 points of, I believe that's radiant damage.
Oh boy. 15. Yep. Okay. You watch as their whole skin basically outlines in a little red hue, and it is going to be their turn. They're not sure what's going on, but they're looking to run. But at the same time, they see an opportunity and they're going to use it. So they're going to attack you, Lirros, with the scimitar.
I'm definitely the creepiest one. It's valid. Okay, not the creepiest, but
I'm standing right next to you.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. That is a total of 13 to hit.
That misses.
Okay. Now he's not on his A game right now. The dagger's also going to come at you, and this one's going to be a 16. Sorry. Yes, 16 to hit.
Also misses.
Okay. He's breathing. He's got labored breathing right now, and it is now Norvad's turn.
Before I do this, how far away? Because who got hit?
Of the people that did get hit, I believe it was
I know Odessa took some damage.
Lirros and Odessa and Loom got hit. Loom got hit.
I take issue with the fact that you call that damage. I'm fine. Don't worry about that.
But out of character, so Odessa, Loom, and who? Lirros? I don't think Lirros got hit. Did you?
I'm not.
Okay, I was curious. And how far away is Odessa from me?
She's right at the back of the wagon, so you are on the right side of the wagon. I would say not more than 15 feet away.
Okay, I was curious. Cool. Then as they are wreathed in this glowing crimson, I look over at Lirros and say, "Thank you. It makes it easier." As I take out my my quarterstaff that's been attached to my back, take it, kind of spin it, and guess dink dink in quick succession against their face. First attack will be move it dicey. First attack is a 9. Nope.
9?
It's a 16. Sorry,
16.
I was saying 19 now. That nothing that wrong
Oh,
order. 16 to
9,
hit.
19 does hit.
16, not 19.
Oh, 16 does hit as well.
Okay, cool. Second attack will definitely hit. That's a 26 to hit.
Yep.
That's going to be
What is total damage?
20 points of damage.
20 points of damage total. Oof. You smack him across the face, just, and you see blood just in teeth basically fly out with each smack, and you almost basically just keep the staff like near him. Blood coming out.
Yeah, the staff is currently aimed right under his chin.
Yeah,
and he says, "The Everlight says to atone. Do you? That's the question." As I flurry of blows, one of the attacks, I use my foot and I guess like big boot him.
Sparta kick him. Yeah.
Yep. Sparta kick. That's funny. That is a natural 20. So
What are damage?
What are your natural 20 rules? I don't remember.
Double the dice damage. So you
Double
roll
dice.
the dice damage, double that, and then you add your modifier.
Gotcha. Okay, that's 14 points of damage.
How do you want to do this?
Oh shit. Non-lethal. I'll say
Okay.
that.
But using your foot.
Yeah. But considering he knows things about the human body in some way, shape, or form.
Sure.
He finds the spot that he knows is just going to knock the wind out of them, and just doom, letting that force knock the guy back down to the ground, crumpling.
Square and the solar plexus, and as he does so, the tooth is almost dead. Dead spacing it right in the air there, right before it falls down, and he just onto the ground, breathing, but very, very slowly.
And then what I do after that, why do I still have this? This was just to check something. Sorry, remove. Then after that, I look at Lirros and say, help the others. And I kind of, you said we're on the right of the wagon?
Correct.
I'm going to jump onto the wagon, kind of not necessarily flip over it, not trying to be super extra for no reason, but he does naturally, there we go. He does naturally kind of somersault over the wagon, and he gets to Odessa, and with his left hand, he places it on her shoulder. And as he does, you see that where his right hand was super necrotic, his left hand is a little warmer to the touch. And there's a golden glow that goes from his hand to her as he pumps in a hand of healing into her. That's going to be actually max. That's actually 10 points of damage. 10 points of HP. Back to you.
Damage.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Odessa looks. Well, that is so nice of you, and I must just say, you are looking really fantastic out there. You all are so cool. I don't know how I'm with you.
This is just what we need to do.
Oh, okay. I mean, it's also nice. So,
Stay
thank you.
strong.
Okay.
And then I'll go looking for whoever's next. But that's my turn.
She looks at Loom and goes, "Does he not know how to say you're welcome? I mean, it's just a."
It might be a cultural difference.
But it very much could be. What now?
So
Dungeon
now
Master?
it is the two bandits that are left basically in the middle of the wagon are now booking it. I'm gonna roll to see. Okay, one of them does get off the wagon, and one of them does trip right there, right with all the supplies. Just basically falls down and is like on a bunch of sacked rice. And but the other one did jump down. And Harmond, you hear as after you just finish dispatching the two in front of you, 2 feet land right behind you, and with their movement, they used 10 feet to get down, and they're not going to move a whole lot more, but they are on their way out, basically.
Question. I just got to the wagon to heal Odessa. Does that mean they're leaving my space?
Well, they went to kind of towards the front, so Harmon's the right front. The other one is still there, and will soon. Well, you know what? Technically, on their way out, they tripped, but they would take an attack of opportunities from both you and Ekris. So technically, there is one there that just tried to run away out of that, tripped and fell. They're still on the wagon, but they have left your range. So technically, both of you, Ekris and Norvad, get an attack of opportunity for sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll take it.
Actually, technically, Ekris, you get an attack of opportunity on the other one too.
Can I make a shove attack?
You may.
Just
You may.
like
in fact, if that was what you're going to do, is this on the one that was running away that actually got off?
probably the one that tripped.
Okay, then the one that tripped, then never mind. All right, I was going to, not anymore, but I was going to allow that guy who jumped off a disadvantage on his tumble check, but it's fine.
Gotcha.
All right, cool. Go ahead and shove him.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of trips, and Ekris is just like, get off. I'm not 100% sure what to add to that. That's a 17 on the die, though.
Okay, so it'll be an improvised attack. So basically, what's your strength modifier?
+3.
All right, you do 4 points of damage to him.
All right.
You severely injure him as he falls down. Norvad,
Get off!
in the middle of the air, you see this man falling down. You can do whatever the heck you want to him at this point.
As my hands
Still in the middle there, basically.
As my hands on Odessa, I kind of see that, and you see me take my right arm and just spin it around with the quarterstaff in hand,
Right.
and just knock him as he's going down, just to
Okay,
make sure
go ahead and roll.
he's not trying anything. Oh God. Okay, we're good. Okay. It was a 15 on the die, which means that's 22 to hit.
You okay over there, friend?
That's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
Yeah.
They are actually, they're still alive. They're okay. They are so beyond injured that they just stop and literally drop to. He drops to his knees. He's done. He doesn't want to go anywhere. He's just like, oh, just kill me, fine, whatever. He's bleeding everywhere. That is that one guy. And let's see. Yeah, it is now Odessa's turn.
So let me get this straight. The one that jumped off the wagon got tripped by Harmond.
The one that jumped off the wagon still made it off the wagon. The one that was trying to get off that fell, he pushed him further to make sure he fell off the wagon. So he tripped and fell off the wagon, and the Norvad went pop on his head, basically with the staff, and now he's just.
Okay, so now we just still have one guy running away.
There's still one, yeah, one of the bandits who's right next to Harmond.
Okay, so
Within
Odessa.
10 feet of Harmond, within 10 feet.
Yeah, and Harmon's at the front of the wagon, obviously, because
Correct.
they ran that way. So Odessa just says to Norvad, "Excuse me, just one minute. We'll continue this conversation." And she steps up onto the wagon and then onto whatever barrels or anything are on there too. So she's probably like, what, 15 feet tall at this point?
Probably.
And she, takes aim at the last bandit. You know, it's always funny when they think they can run. That is a 21 to hit.
Go ahead and roll damage.
14.
Okay. You watch him go. Basically, does a little bit of a dirt nap, but slides somewhat.
I mean, it's not nearly as cool as the whole woo-woo meat puppet thing, but I mean, it's always impressive, really.
They are all dispatched except for one who is unconscious, the bandit captain, and then one who is at 1 HP who is not going anywhere. He's kneeling down and just bleeding. And labored breathing. So I'm going to say we're out of combat unless you guys want to go ahead back into it. Loom, you do have another, it's your turn right now. If you want to, you may do something at this stage. You do.
If there's still anybody up.
There's a one bandit who's on his knees who has basically 1 HP left. And so he's resigned to his doom. He's not moving anywhere. He's just waiting until something happens. Who knows? But the bandit captain is unconscious and subdued.
Then I guess I'll just take an unarmed strike with the back of my dagger. Just kind of butt him across the back of the head with it.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
Let's see if I can actually hit.
You have an advantage because
great.
you are prone.
Cool. Let's see. That will be a 15.
15 does hit.
2 damage.
That's
for
enough.
another strike. So
he's just, and the breath basically leaves his body and he just slumps over. All right, so we are now out of combat. There are bodies everywhere. There is blood everywhere. Some of them have holes. Some of them have been bisected. It is your go. You see the merchant who his name is Beltrand, and he's starting to hear that that things have subsided, and he begins to look up from behind one of the crates. And
everything
come out.
Fine now, yes.
People are dead.
Now you watch. He's a very stout man, short for a male of the Marrow Valley. He's about 5'6", and he's He's got a lot of robes on him for even though it is a crisp spring day, there's just layers, and you're like, why, dude? But anyway, that's just his choice. He eventually gets up and he begins to just bow and put his hand on his chest and just, thank you all. You've done me a good service. Oh.
Norvad, so he has said thank you. And what we do when someone says thank you, it's what I do. It's what I was taught. It's where I'm from. I mean, if you're amenable to learning, when someone says thank you, you say, "Oh, you are welcome."
I was not aware of that. There was a statement said that required thanks.
Well, no, he
My
just
apologies.
just thanked you. No,
He looks at Beltrand. We are grateful to have helped you.
that's close enough.
That's pretty close.
I mean, it's
Definitely.
you know,
an
I can't
interesting
be too
sentiment.
mad. I can't be mad about that.
Was a kind gesture.
Well, I mean, we also killed a lot of people, so I mean, to them it was not a kind gesture, but we did do our job.
That being said, is there anything else that you need from us?
Oh, no, you watch as Beltran begin to basically ready up his reins and just secure most of the things that have kind of gotten a little jostled around on the wagon itself. But he's basically kind of ready, and he looks over at you and, right, we should get going.
Okay.
Yes, that is what we should do.
Odessa is not coming down from the wagon because she's having too much fun.
Oh yeah, you're still standing up full, 6'5" on top of the wagon, on top of the crate.
Most likely on the crate, yeah.
Okay, you're doing a little stuff. Give me a little acrobatics check there, because
That's gonna be bad. Oh wait, no, it's what? No, is it not gonna be bad? I don't know. I'm not used to being dexterous.
She's played
It's a
so many
15.
bards.
It's a 15. Okay,
I have played so many bards.
That was the DC. So the wagon begins to kind of lurch forward, and you have a little bit of it lurches, and that gives you the initial movement. But you kind of right yourself, and you think you can kind of ride this out. Like, yeah, I think I got this. I'm okay.
Well, yeah,
Right
it's
there,
the New
but-
York it's the New York subway
Yeah,
stance. You just
exactly,
kind of
the New York
stand there and you kind of ride like this, you know.
Right, you
You've got to
lean
keep
into
your
the
knees
turn.
loose.
My knees
Right.
loose, yeah. Mm-hmm.
What's the vegetation look like around here?
The vegetation. So the area currently where you're at had a little bit more vegetation than normal on this path. You are on the Amber Road heading north from Trust. Oh my God, what's the name of that?
Trust-in-Wild?
Trust-in-Wild. Yes, thank you. And basically you are delivering supplies from Trust-in-Wild up into Allfield, and the little area that you're at right now just happened to have enough tree cover for bandits to utilize, and it's actually one of the well-known areas that bandits do come out and hijack people. So.
I'm gonna hastily either grab some foliage or things that they have in the cart, like loose clothing or cloth, and say out to the rest of the party, if someone can assist me and bring all these bodies over here. And I'm just basically just trying to quickly do some sort of not burial rite, but at least have a respect of I'm setting these people off. These people are going to be going to the other side for me personally, and so I'm just trying to kind of not have them in the middle of the road so people could just run over them essentially.
Yeah,
All right.
Ekris will definitely help move.
Yeah, I can
them to the
help
side.
with that. Yeah, hiding the bodies. That's a good idea.
My noodle arms will just watch from over here.
Sure. And
Wow. Oh, sorry, go.
oh no, that's all. I'm good.
While this is happening, I personally did not kill the bandit captain. I guess.
Yes, so I just rolled for him. I just literally rolled his death save from that, and he has died. No, okay, I'll give you the ability to I know that time is kind of weird right now, but you want to do something? Obviously, he's going to die. However, you have a little bit of time with him before he does so. So if you wanted to talk with him and all that.
Yeah.
Lead with "you're going to die."
It's
gonna work.
If you didn't want him to die, Norvad, if you communicate to me, I will bring him
It's fine. It's
to a okay level.
No. I go over to the captain and kind of kneel down next to him, looking down, just kind of surveying his. You can tell that he's almost looking at his life force directly, though he's not. But there's a level of understanding what's going on from a deep point. Keep in mind that while his left hand does look a little warm and fresh, the rest of his body looks pale. Even for a darker skinned man, still looks on the paler side. His right arm even more so for different reasons. But he looks down. I cannot prevent your passage, but may the ever light shine when no light can shine. I hope this is a lesson to you and yours. And he's going to watch him pass away.
You watch as the bandit captain, and his eyes lock towards you. And in a weird understanding of he knowing that his death is imminent, just locks eyes and stares at you until his passing. And then you watch his eyes basically just kind of roll and lazily drift apart. And you hear the breath no more in him.
He will stand up and he will look for another second, and then he'll go over and watch the rest of the group
take the bodies and kind of move them off and whatnot.
He's not touching them because no.
The various accoutrements that the bandits had, you look, and it's a lot of mismatch of different types of clothing. You can tell that they probably put them all together as part of, collecting them from people that they may have robbed on this specific road. So you can imagine that, they probably weren't new at this. They probably have been doing it for a while, and there's not a whole lot between them. But I'm not going to say anything beyond that because you guys are just moving them on, right? You guys are just moving them to the side of the okay. You do so.
I'm actually gonna look in a couple pockets and stuff.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. I was waiting for that. I'm like, what? Really? No.
Oh, I am 100% going to be looting the bodies.
Okay.
That's a natural one.
Natural one. The one that
natural one for grave robbing.
Yeah.
They didn't get buried yet.
No, it's easier than grave robbing. They're still above ground.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, the wagon's about to get going, but the bandit that you go to ransack is the one that's bisected in half, and you find that it's really hard to get with. It's just red. It's sopping wet from the blood, and you're like, oh, you know what? Even though you're used to this kind of effect from just battling and whatnot, or even just the very nature of your form, it's still very slick and still very just like, oh god, no, this is too much. And you maybe come up with 2 copper.
That is the one you chose to rifle through the pockets of, really?
Harmond, you've done enough. You can go back. I will take care of the rest of the
oh boy. Okay. Ekris, I gotta say, I've seen some gross shit, but wow. Like, wow. Okay, I'm going back to the cart.
I got a little carried away at first, so I'm really sorry.
A little? Oh boy. Yeah. All right. You know what? Willie, I'm going back to the cart.
All right. So now the wagon begins to.
I'm going back to the cart.
Begins to lurch forward, and you see Odessa kind of basically just surfing it, like you say the New York subway, just kind of leaning into the turns and whatnot. The roads are still a little bit slick. They're not completely muddy, but every now and then you'll catch a pocket of slick earth, basically, and the wagons will kind of tilt a little bit to one side or the other. It is pulled by 2 horses, and Beltran begins to just kind of like strike up conversation to any one of you who wishes to. Honestly, he's talking mostly about his business of just basically being a transport wagon between cities, and he just goes on and on and on, and most of it is honestly quite boring. But yeah.
Oh, I was just going to say that Odessa is going to be watching the horses, because given that the terrain is a little bit bad, she's going to make sure that, neither one of them throws a shoe or anything like that. Because she'll keep an eye on that.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. I'm going to percept that they are horses, most likely. I'm going to percept. I'm going to percept with a natural 20.
Heck yeah,
Okay,
you
That's some
are.
perception.
Which makes sense.
With your blacksmithing background, you notice that these the horses' hooves have a special type of horseshoe on them that's specifically made for wet terrain or loose earth. They are a little bit more prominent than just the regular horseshoe. And you gather that these horses actually got a pretty good grip on the terrain here, regardless of it being a little bit slick. It seems like this merchant knows these roads pretty well. They probably traveled back and forth often and have, talked to the local blacksmiths in just to kind of get a better grip, literally, on the situation. And so you kind of just give a little nod. You're like, oh, no, knowing nod. Whether you mention that to anyone or not, that's up to you. But you notice that, okay, things are pretty good here. The wagon wheels themselves are also a little bit, they have knobs on them for that same reason. Yet still, the wagon will, because of the load and the fact that there are 6 other people on the wagon, it does tend to, move. And they're not great wagons. They're not, they don't have air ride equipped, basically. So
The shocks are wearing out.
no, yeah, they're non-existent,
Not the
basically.
shocks.
You're
So
doing all right up there, Odessa.
Huh?
I
mean,
asked if you're doing all right.
But yeah, did I not look like I was doing all right? I was
No, you-
concentrating.
I mean, that is very obvious by the look on your face. But I was just trying to make sure that you're. I mean, it looks like everything's all right.
It's okay. You want to come up here? I can hold you up here. You can come see the scenery.
I guess I could do that, yes. But I would be worried about knocking you over.
I don't think that's gonna happen,
Uh,
but we won't know
again-
until we try.
I guess, yes, it is worth a try. Sure.
All right, she'll reach down and hold a hand out to Loom, and basically just pull her up.
Pull them up.
Yep,
And I'm sorry, pull them up. And
what's your strength score, Odessa?
okay. It is 13 plus 1.
Okay, roll for me.
The saving throw or just
No,
strength?
just a general strength check, and then add.
Can I use my acrobatics in
You
some way
may
to
also.
assist
You know
with
what?
this?
Yeah, you can either roll. For
I mean, we're not trying to Cirque du Soleil over here. We're just
no. I hear you, but I just give me a little. Just give me a little roll.
Right, I'm going to roll my acrobatics.
that would be a dirty 20 there.
20. All right.
That's a 16 for me.
No issue. You pull them up, and they begin to just right there land right next to you on probably a different crate because there's not a whole lot of room on the one you're on, but still. Now you rolled how much for your acrobatics, Loom?
16.
16 total. You ride this out pretty well too. You're like, oh, I got. You were watching what Odessa was doing, and you're like, oh no, I think I got it. And it's actually not that bad. You're considering the fact that you were on a wagon. Oh, sorry, on a crate on a wagon on slick roads. You're doing all right,
This is very good thigh workout.
and you feel the
Okay.
crisp air basically flow right by you, and it actually feels really nice, especially since you just had that battle. It's a good cool off. You kind of open your arms a little bit just to kind of let the air go underneath it and just air yourself out. It's really nice.
Would you
It's
say
really nice since
would
I-
you say
I-
that they are holding their arms out?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Because I'm just
no,
I'm
no, no, immediately no.
No.
Let us have this Titanic moment. Let us have it.
did it.
Fine, do it.
Somebody grab a violin.
Can we get some fan art, please?
Where's the
Fine.
penny whistle? I hear a penny whistle somewhere and a Canadian. No, I won't.
Like
do
they
that. It's
are
funny.
also, their armor doesn't have any sleeves on it, so there's just
Um,
the sleeves are
so-
bullshit.
Sleeves are bullshit. So Odessa will kind of lean down and point out to them the thing about the horseshoes, and say, that's why the horses aren't slipping.
Oh,
These are pretty good horses. He treats them nice, and it's good that he treats them nice. I don't like it when they don't.
You have a very nice.
I-
Now that you stare at the horses, they have a very nice coat on them. Yeah, they are very well kept.
I did not realize there were other types of horseshoes. That is very fascinating.
It
I-
is. It's fun.
where I'm from.
She's like Odessa's staring at Loom with this just kind of not hero worship, but the look she kind of gives everybody else in the party, which is
A little admiration, sure, yeah.
yeah.
As they're talking, you see Norvad. He's standing next to Lirros at this point. We're probably finishing up. They're probably finishing up the body stuff, and he just says, "Is this conversation pertinent to our mission?"
No, but and you're speaking about the conversation between Odessa and
Odessa.
Mm-hmm.
It is not, but it establishes bonds that are quite nice on long travels like this.
We use conversation to do such a thing. Yes, I remember. Thank you. We
And
shall have conversation too. Yes.
of course, yes. You may engage in conversation with me if that is something that you would enjoy or are curious about.
I believe I would be curious. Thank you.
Of course. And kind of using that cue, I don't know where me and Norvad are, but I'm trying to like do like a see one, teach one kind of thing. So I'm gonna be with the person like essentially driving the wagon. Like if we're all three there, I'm gonna ask because you said that wagon person is just talking, kind of just making conversation.
Yeah,
going
to
on
whoever
about-
will hear it, you know.
Yeah,
he'll
about what
occasionally
his
point out
travels.
random.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to ask him like leading questions based off like my past. Like I always try and get more information from people more so than they want to maybe give off or something that they not quite clued into that might be something that is important, like maybe factions within from city to city, maybe some sort of organizations or some sort of like maleficent forces at work. So I'm just trying to ask him questions like that or like start conversations. It's a little bit more advanced than what I'm trying to go for Norvad, but I'm also trying to just kind of see what I can get from just we're on this ride for a long time. This is how Lirros is going to entertain himself.
Yeah, he talks about his horses. He talks about the wagon and how it's stable and how he often has to repair wheels, and that's like the biggest thing. One of his expenses that he has to basically write off every now and then. And he talks about the terrain, a various tree stump that looks kind of like a bear that he always passes by, and he always makes a note of it. And the conversation goes on and on and on. And honestly, it's just not that it's boring, but he'll just ramble. Whatever comes to his mind. Again, scenery pops up, he'll point at it, talk about it a little bit, tells you the horses' names, etc. And as this conversation continues going forward, you guys watch the whole wagon itself. It's making its way northward, and the farmlands begin to kind of appear now, right? These sparse farmlands that dot the countryside, and you notice that there are various farmhands with various scythes and tools, implements, and whatnot. Whether they're baling hay, or they are tending to their crops. You watch as the clothing is very like a rusty red, various browns, and like a cream whites, and you start beginning to make more and more time on this road. There are a lot more farms now as you get closer to the city, and you begin to see in the far off distance the city itself, the city of Alfield. And I think this is actually a pretty good time to take a break for everyone, if you don't mind, just before we get into the city proper. And I'll take it away, CB, if you want.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you all so much for being here. We're all going to take a couple minutes to bio stretch, do what we need to do because we're still in a pandolce right now. And that means self-care is important. Stretch, get up. We'll be back in a bit. Again, thank you to our sponsors, Legendary Pants, Die Hard Dice, Mage Hand Press, Adventuring Kit, Found Familiar, and our friends over at D&D Beyond. During the break, I'm going to set up the giveaway for the Explorer's Guide to Wildemount on D&D Beyond. The very campaign setting we are using, you can get yourself for free very soon when you put in the code. So watch out for that. We do have a command in chat, which is tip. If you like what you see, We are all working performers in the community, and if you want to support us on a more personal level, you can do that by going to the link associated with that command. Oh, look at that. Wildemount's right there. Thank you so much, Michael Kritz. And yeah, we'll be back very, very soon. You're going to see a video from one of our sponsors, and then we'll see you back in a bit. Bye. everyone. Hello. Welcome back to Let's Get Wildemount, a new D&D campaign inspired by Critical Role's Wildemount setting as DM'd by Guild of Logsmith. I just want to thank you all so much again for being here. This has been amazing so far, and we can't wait to continue it. We do have a giveaway going in chat right now to win an Explorer's Guide to Wildemount book on D&D Beyond. Please use hashtag GetWild. Enter only once. Unfortunately, Nightbot will disqualify you if you enter it more than that. Trust me, if you put it once, it is in there. I see it on my side. If you're a subscriber, you have an extra chance of winning. So if you want to up those chances and you want to support creators like me, you can always subscribe as well. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to our sponsors. Thank you to everyone who helped this happen. And we can't wait to get back in. So Gil, back to you.
Thank you. All right, everyone. So the story thus far, they got hijacked on their way to Alfield. They all basically took care of the bandits pretty easily and are now making their way on the Amber Road towards the town of Alfield itself. They have been passing these various farmsteads, and you watch as they all of the farmers have a look of despair on their faces. You know, a lot of them are pulling up these crops that are just wilted and or dead or almost non-existent. Along the journey, though, I'd like everyone to describe themselves as they see fit. As the wagon basically makes its way there, the town on the far horizon, you can just barely see it. I think we'll start with just go from the left to right all the way down the road. Norvad, starting with you.
So Norvad is sitting next to Lirros as he speaks to Beltrand, understanding and picking up their cues. He is a dark-skinned individual, but he is paler than most, and not just because he hasn't been in the sun. There's something a little off about him. He is wearing a very nice-ish, that's a lie, it's not that nice, a hooded monk's shirt almost, if you will, with a gaiter concealing his mouth and his neck specifically. His eyes are whited out, just glossy and definitely supernatural in some way, shape, or form. He has his staff next to him at this point. A belt going around his waist, and again, that same necklace that he referenced earlier is dangling off of that. He isn't wearing any shoes. He is about 5'11" in height. He has nice arms and legs, but he's not like built by any means necessary. Very nimble. Yeah, that's him for now. That's
cut.
what you see.
He's got a nice, he's cut.
Yeah,
Athletic.
Athletic. Yeah, exactly.
All right, Ekris, your turn.
Yeah, Ekris is probably walking alongside the wagon, keeping an eye out at this point, just in case there's another form of ambush. You see him, he's walking along, he's got these, he's very obviously a tiefling with this bright red skin and horns, this long blonde hair and a braid that kind of falls back down over this armor that he's got on, with a belt strapped across it, handy for carrying potions, and a green cloak flowing off of his shoulder. He looks very hardened, but young still. Like, he's seen a lot for his age, as he's in about his early 20s or so, but it looks like he's seen a lot, and his eyes just kind of have a dull golden glow to them as he walks along. And strapped to his back is a large, ancient-looking great sword that just has this very faint light that kind of emanates off of it.
Okay.
Oh, you muted.
Oh, okay, sorry. Thank you very much. Now we have Loom.
So, Loom is about, I want to say 5'3", 5'4", with very, very, very dark skin and Their skin is kind of marked by these almost cracks in them, as though molten lava sort of runs underneath their skin. They're completely bald, and their eyes are a kind of an orangey red as well. They wear black leather armor that is sort of been like braided, kind of a quilted braided effect. No sleeves, because sleeves are bullshit. Black leather bracers, in which one of them conceals their dagger, a cowl. Their hood is alternate, like they do 50-50. Sometimes it's up, sometimes it's down. They don't seem to have a preference either way. If they're doing the sneak, they'll put it up, but otherwise they're kind of just very casual. They sport big gold earrings. They seem to be somebody who keeps himself looking fairly pristine. The leather of their armor is well shined, well kept, well oiled, and lithe, fast, not easy to see in the dark.
Okay, thank you. Harmond, you are up.
So Harmon's about 5'10", in his early 40s. His skin's tanned and weathered from being out in the elements. Couple lines around his eyes. He has 4 big gash marks from scarring across his face that kind of breaks off the stubble that he's grown because he refuses to shave frequently. He wears kind of road-soiled clothing, red cloak and a blue doublet vest that he probably found at a discount somewhere, alongside his rapier. He also has like very thick, like black hair that's always in a tangle in one way or another. He's broken many a brush trying to deal with that.
Okay, thank you. And now we have Odessa.
Well, as previously mentioned, Odessa is not a small person. Odessa is about 6'5" and built like a blacksmith, which, because coincidentally, she is. She is quite young and has a almost perpetual look of, oh my gosh, what's next? On her face, like the awe you get from a kid that's seeing everything from the first time. She often has her hair down in a braid, but when she's fighting, it gets twisted up and she usually sticks a wrench through it because she has a pouch of tinkerer's tools on her belt right next to a row of ammunition. Her coat attaches to her bodice in the front. She has a tie bodice. I'm sorry, not a tie bodice, snap bodice. And there's buttons on the side, so her coat kind of snaps around that. And it looks very well made, like it was made by a loving mother who, was hoping her daughter was going to keep it nice, and it's not looking as nice. But it does have the effect of the hero coat, as it were. So when standing upon carts, it does the billowy effect. Exactly. Her hands are all cut up, and definitely looks like someone who is not averse to getting her hands dirty, as it were. And oddly enough, not a holster to be found. Or a gun at the moment.
All right, thank you. And last but definitely not least, Lirros.
Yeah, so what you see Lirros sitting on the wagon. Basically, you see one of the darkest Shatterkai you've ever seen. He has a telltale Shatterkai tattoos that are silver that kind of adorn his face and down to his arms and hands. His eyes are silver, and that the eyes and his facial expressions usually convey someone who's a deep thinker and a deep listener. In the cart, he's essentially just has the hilt of the blade like facing up towards him, and he's spinning it. The blade that he has is kind of like a Marquesian scythe sword. Always has a little bit of blood on there. He's wearing deep black and red robes with a breastplate. He seems to always just tuning into conversations around him and kind of like being lost in those type of things. His hair is a like curly, a wide frohawk. So he keeps the sides buzzed so that you can see more of his telltale Shadowkai tattoos, and that's essentially him in a nutshell. He just, his face almost conveys a stoic matter most of the time, but he's known to kind of put on facial expressions as needed, only when it's required, if he needs to have conversation with someone or kind of have to establish rapport. So he's a very methodical, thoughtful person.
All right, thank you, everyone. So, as you progress upward, northward on the Amber Road, you again begin to see more and more frequently these farmsteads across the countryside. Beltran will, talk about how he may have known one person from one farmstead, not necessarily of interest, but just again rambling on and on and on. And he begins to talk a little bit about the blight specifically. He'll say, "Oh yeah, well, the carrots from this farm here, it's just been bad. That's why everything that we're picking up ourselves are pretty much dried grain, and that's all we can afford." But it's a living, I suppose. I just hope that it doesn't keep up too much longer. Anyway, he kind of just gives a little bit of a hoop, hoop to his horses as they pick up the pace a little bit now, seeing the town on the horizon. To the rest of you, if you wish to do anything along this path, conversation-wise or anything else you want to prep or anything, now would be the time. Nothing's really going on other than just you walking or wagoning up northward.
I will look over at Lirros, and if anybody else is listening, it's fine too. He's not like whispering it. Once we get to Alfield and assist Beltrand, what is our next goal? You are under a silent spell, unfortunately.
That is something that we need to ask the group. We said that we were going to travel to Alfield first and find out what we're doing from there. It is something that we can certainly start asking everyone before we arrive.
I think that would be most wise.
Go ahead. You can give it a try if you'd like.
I turn around to the rest of the group. We have not come up with a plan for after Alfield. Do we have any suggestions?
Well, I mean, everybody in every place tends to have some sort of problem, and people with problems tend to have the coin to part with to solve them. You can try and find a job here.
Bertrand kind of overhearing the conversation will go, oh yeah, there's plenty to do here. I don't know much about this town other than I just got to go to the barn, as it's known, but it's where we drop off all these goods, and well, I'm sure there's other people that could use your help. The fire that rolled through the town earlier this year, they're still patching up. Well, there were gnolls at some point, I heard. They can
What,
use
like regular gnolls or like special
well,
gnolls?
just regular gnolls. Why wouldn't there be other than just regular gnolls?
I don't know. I haven't ever.
Okay, well,
I've
no,
only
just
read about them. Maybe there's
your
special
average
gnolls.
run-of-the-mill regular gnoll.
Okay. She looks a little sad.
I feel that there is a joke that is going past me here, and I may.
Is there a difference between a regular gnoll and a not so regular gnoll?
I
Well,
didn't even know there
one-
were more than one kind of gnoll.
I mean,
Maybe there's
there
a
isn't,
bigger
no.
knoll.
I've only read about the one kind, so I figured that was like a regular knoll. I'm sorry, dog. A regular knoll. But I thought maybe there was like other ones that weren't.
I mean, I suppose that if we stick together long enough, we might be able to answer that.
I mean, wait.
I
She
don't
she
know if we might
Odessa looks a little bit like this look of like joy is spreading across her face. Are y'all gonna keep me?
Didn't expect that there was any intention to disband once we got to Allfield.
She looks about so happy she's going to cry. Like she is so excited right now.
We obviously work together really well in a fight.
It's been proven multiple times.
That's true.
Lirros Beltran will mention, there's the Ambert farmstead, and they themselves have been having problems even with their pigs. They wouldn't even eat the mushy cabbages that were out there, the carrots and this corn, all of it just sickened, and they don't really know where it's coming from.
Yeah, how long has this been going on?
Well, it seems like a good month now, maybe a month and a half or so. But as the days progress, more of these farmsteads are succumbing to this. Most of the crops are, like I said, we're coming up on our harvest pretty soon, and we have nothing to show for it. So, yeah, I would say it's pretty bad. Right now, we're basically emptying all of the grain mills in Trustenwald, and they need that for their ales. So we have to figure out how to partition all that throughout the land, if you will.
Definitely sounds like a bit of trouble.
Maybe you can investigate it or something. I don't know, but my deal with you is just to pay you once I deliver these goods.
Fair enough.
And who are you delivering these goods to? Is this are you going to some sort of trader?
Oh, yes. We were just going, I'm stopping by the barn.
Okay. If you can
It's a
point
general
us...
store of sorts.
Okay. I believe that we should probably speak to this person who buys grain, sells grain, see if there's a central point of communication between all these people.
That sounds wise to me.
I'm just saying the blacksmith usually knows everybody's business in town. I can go talk if there's a blacksmith. I mean, if they're a little down on their luck, might not be.
Yeah.
No, that's a good idea. Ask if you have any connections with the blacksmith, or you can speak their language. That's a good start.
Well, I mean, we all actually speak the same language, but we do know like extra technical terms.
I
Which is
believe-
helpful.
Yes.
Okay.
I would like, personally, if they have a temple to the Everlight, but I do not know if they do.
Does Albright appear to be like a fairly sizable town, or is it pretty small?
It's a pretty sizable town, smaller than Trustenwald, which you were just recently a part of, but it's got a population of about 3,400 or so.
I imagine that in a city town of this size, we might have an area of religious observance that might have some shrines, but that is only speculation based on my experience with cities.
Thank you.
Okay, so you all were continuing northward now. The city is starting to get much closer, and you watch as Beltran basically begins to kind of lurch his wagon a little bit towards the western side, so now towards the left, right? As he basically points out in the far off distance, you can barely see the building itself, but there's the broad barn. That's our destination. We'll just go around over there, though. I don't want to really enter the front gates. There's no reason to. I'll just if you don't mind. And he'll just kind of give us, again, his horses already kind of at a fast pace, and they're just just moving on, doing their thing. And eventually, moments later, as the city begins to get closer, you can see the scars of fires that have burned through there, of various buildings being repaired, and the various wattle and daub and timber, half timber type of buildings that are currently repaired, and you see stains that have been washed out, but you still see them. They're just deep into the plaster and whatnot. As you continue towards the broad barn, you can see that it in fact is this massive barn that has been converted into a general store type of thing. And you basically begin to as he approaches, as the wagon approaches this whole area, you see there's a general hustle and bustle about the city. Most of it is kind of, now we're thinking about 11 o'clock in the day now, and you see even on this western side there's movement around, but it's not a joyful movement. It's very much a, we have to focus on fixing everything basically. So as they continue on repairing most of the walls, they go on and they notice you for the most part, but they go back to work. A few of them actually recognize the contents of the wagon and have a little bit of joy kind of wash over their face, and they realize, oh good, there's provisions, there's supplies now. As you make your way over to the western side, there's a small little barn, and you watch as a dragonborn folk comes out and kind of gives a nod to the to Beltrand and takes over for the horses there. And you begin to see immediately people from the broad barn itself come out and just give a little nod. There's a little bit of a ledger work that goes on as Beltrand signs a piece of paper, and folks are now starting to take the crates and the seed bags and the rice and all that off of the wagon into smaller carts, or just putting them on their shoulder to move them inside. You can see a big pouch of gold, basically money, being handed over to Beltrand, and he goes, oh, all right, yes. And now he's kind of stationed over the seat of the front of the wagon, and he begins to kind of count out your wages for the journey. He'll hand you, each one of you, 15 gold, as was promised at the beginning. And this is actually quite a bit of money for all of you. I'm sorry, for them, as they hand this off to you. So you know that you're getting paid a fairly decent wage here, but you have to wonder that, in order to make sure that these goods get over, that they have enough money to pay for this. They encourage people to help out on this type of journey. So they're very appreciative of you. You see every now and then someone will come up and shake your hand, if you'll allow, basically. We kind of extend out the reach and go, oh, hey, thank you. You're the ones, huh? Well, I heard some crazy stuff back there. You're impressive. I mean, well, look at you. You guys have lots of arms and armor. Oh, wish I could do that. Well, again, thank you. And, one of the barn hands will pull a large sack of rice and enter in there. Again, a lot of praises are now being showered over in your direction. The wagon is getting close to being empty. Does anyone want to do anything in the meantime as the wagon begins to get unloaded at this point in time?
I will say that Norvad, as he's given this pouch, or is it a pouch or just like coins itself?
He actually hands you coins. So he's got the big pouch himself that he's going to keep most of it for just transporting, but he's divvying out the coins to each one of you. So basically he'll throw 15 gold into your hand and pass them down the way 6 ways. Each one gets 15 gold.
He will look at his hand and kind of cock his head, and he will take 5 of that gold and give it to Loom, and say, please hold on to that. And then give the 10 gold back to the man.
You can't. No, why would you do this? I mean, come on, I gave it to you.
I do not.
You did your deed. I mean, I hired you, and then why would you give this back?
My purpose does not lie with coin, but to think. I look at Odessa. I look back at him. Thank you.
Odessa is practically dancing where she's standing.
Bertrand puts the gold in his pouch and cinches it. You watch him kind of dig it down in his satchel that's next to him. And Bertrand has a confused look on his face. But he heads back to his wagon, and now that the horses are off of it, you watch as a lot of the stable hands are now pushing it forward into basically a parking space next to the barn, or sorry, the stables themselves. And you watch it get kind of like hitched up, if you will. And the horses are now in their stable, and Bertrand, basically now done, will go to you and goes, again, thank you all. I'm going to rest here at some point for the night. I know it's still a good amount of day, but I'm tired, to be honest. Well, I wish you well. I don't head back south for a long while, so you won't be. I won't be needing you. If you're still around, maybe I could, perchance, pay you again. But there's no cargo this time. Just me.
But before you leave, do you know if there is a tavern or a place of repose that also serves beverages?
Absolutely. We have let's see, we have the Candle Glow Inn. There's the Meat and Feed Tavern.
Oh, that sounds promising.
Kroot, he's an ordinary fellow, a dwarven.
Oh, okay. Let's go there.
Okay, all right.
Where are we going again?
I was gonna go get some food.
Oh, food
There is
actually sounds great.
A
I'm
tavern
getting
called the Feed and Mead that is being run by a dwarf that Belton just mentioned, and if you wish to head over there, you may. There's also the Candle Glow Inn, which he talked about as well.
Feed and Mead sounds good enough for me.
I mean, does everybody want to come? Norvad, you want to come with?
I will come with you. Yes.
Okay. She looks like a little, not confused, but like curious, with the look of a kid that is very curious about someone, but has repeatedly been told by their parents it's not nice to ask questions. And so she's like, okay, so let's go do the thing, the eating and drinking.
All right. So it's not that hard to find the Feed and Mead. Even asking the the various townsfolk and whatnot will kind of point you in the direction. And as you enter the establishment, you watch as it's a fairly large building. You have the Feed and Mead Tavern sign right above the entrance, so you can tell that this is the place. As you enter, there is a white-haired, gray-haired dwarf behind the you can barely see him behind the wow, I can't think right now. The bar, that's what it is. Yeah. And you watch it, even the bar for human height is still kind of low. Odessa, you're looking at basically a step stool here, but
I mean, hey,
nonetheless, there are a few folk inside, not a whole lot. Everyone's demeanor seems a little, just worse for the wear. They're not really talking as much, and there's not a whole lot of jovial activity here. And in fact, you watch as you're looking at the soup or the stew that they have. It's just meat, and it looks like maybe a broth, various little bits of rice, and that's it. But no carrots, no celery, nothing that livens up that stew. It's just a bare bones stew. There is someone working the floor there, and they'll say, "Oh, just sit down. We'll get right to you. All six of you, right?"
Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes, please.
Find a spot. We'll be right there with you. Thank you. And it's a human male, and they go back behind the counter. You watch them as they're basically about to serve more drinks for another table, and the portions are a little bit smaller than you're probably used to, and they head back out, drop the various ales in front of them, and then you watch as he basically grabs a towel and just wipes it off and goes, "Oh, all right. Hey, how are you doing? Oh, you look lively, folk. What can I help you with?"
What the sign says. Yeah.
Oh, feed and meat. Yes.
Mm.
So our supplies are limited. We can only really offer you a stew. We have a little bit of ale, but it is upcharged because now we have to import that as well. I'm sorry. We kind of ran out of our grains, and it's really hard to.
Well, there's
do.
no reason to apologize. I mean, if it's not on the menu, it's not on the menu.
Sure. Well, shall I just get a bowl and a cup each for each one of you, or?
That would be nice. Yeah.
Yes, please. Thank you.
We've
Oh,
all
sounds
fallen
good.
on hard times before. This is nothing out of the normal.
I would request no ale for me, but thank you.
No ale. Okay, but
I'll have his
a
ale.
stew then.
I will. I misspoke. I will take my ale.
You will take your ale, not stew.
Yes, do.
Yes,
he
stew.
wants both. Yeah.
Oh, you want? Okay, great.
It's-
All right.
it's fine. But maybe
wonderful.
if you have do you have any water that maybe's been boiled?
Oh, absolutely.
Bring
Of
out for
course.
him.
Of course. Yes.
Yeah. And she looks over at Norvad. Sometimes it's safer to drink the beer than the water, but if they're boiling it first, you're probably fine.
Oh, we run it through our own filtration system, of course.
Okay.
Go ahead, Doug.
I was just gonna take stock of the whole bar, and after that, seeing how like the demeanor there is kind of low, and everyone's kind of just like it's rough for everyone. I'm going to speak to the waiter or whoever's engaging us right now. Here's something that will freshen up our table and everyone else's table. Just take this, and I'm gonna slide him like 2 gold to essentially like cover what we're doing and cover everyone else. And I also slide him 1 more gold and just say, don't make a big deal of it. If they ask who it is, don't make a big fuss.
Okay, that's very kind of you. Okay.
Do
Takes her
gold
gold.
in a party.
And we'll do so. And you watch as he goes back, and the other people are eating and sipping their meads and ales and whatnot. And you watch, there is definitely a green drink that seems to be on the very top shelf there. That is just 1 bottle left, a very tall one. They didn't offer it to you, but you see it now that they went behind the bar.
Oh,
there.
really? On a
Mhm.
tall shelf, you say?
Yes. And they both of them again, Kroot is sitting there just kind of washing everything. The dishes have been piled up, and it looks like he's just going to town on these things, just grabbing the next one, kind of a curmudgeon, just kind of just done with that one and go to the other one. They come back with your stew, your meads and your ales, depending on what you had there. And they offer you utensils, and they even give you a little like serviette, that little napkin of sorts, and just kind of put that next to you. And they go, well, have a good day. Thank you for stopping by. And he'll turn around and bus another table. You now have this stew in front of you, and again a water glass as well. It's not bad, but it's lacking. You're left definitely wanting more. You do what do you want now?
So I have questions, if you don't mind.
Of course.
Well, I still don't exactly know what happened in Trust and Wilde after I left you all in the thing with the thing.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
I came back and everything seemed okay-ish. I mean, I was keeping a bunch of people calm underneath the city, but I don't know exactly what was going on above ground.
I'll be
Well,
honest, I didn't do
yeah.
much. Odessa here did a lot.
Well, no, I didn't.
Oh,
I only
yeah.
fired like 3 times.
Well, yeah, but I just kept running back and forth as it was
But
flying
you really,
overhead.
I mean, you made it look good.
You straight up
do-
shot a dragon. Like,
Odessa did most of it.
Well,
guess
no,
it-
but then like Norvad was all like bouncing off the walls and stuff, and I mean, if you had seen it, they are so cool.
That
I-
did happen.
I would like a point of order. I attempted to jump and I failed.
It seems to me.
Well, you
as
did
though
better than I would have, so I counted as a jump.
You
Yeah, it was
did
a cool
see
jump.
me try to sneak into the sewer and not sneak into a sewer, right?
That's why
The
we
grate was
followed.
really loud.
I mean,
we
it was a
saw
big
it,
grate.
but we didn't want to make a thing of it.
We're
for
not
you,
gonna-
you know.
I mean, you
So
still,
then-
yeah.
What I'm trying to say is that we are all what I would say, coming into our power, still figuring things out. So if you bounced off a wall and fell, or if all you did was make running back and forth look very good, I think that it doesn't matter. The dragon was gone when I came back, which means you succeeded, I think.
I mean, not really, but I mean, I couldn't have done any of that without Lirros, because like, I don't know what happened. Like, he touched my shoulder and he was like, "Hey, you're a nice person. You look like you're pretty cool." And then all of a sudden I was like, "Ah!" And I was doing all these things.
Something to that matter, yes.
So if the dragon was gone but you didn't succeed, then where is the dragon?
If
This
I
is a
see.
good question.
We don't know.
it appeared that it was flying through. It had no clear destination. I do not
Just-
believe that it will be a threat.
Well, I don't know. It really did seem to be looking for something, and they seem to be pretty well armed against such an attack. I mean, they didn't do very well, but I mean, they tried, and I guess that's the important thing.
Usually A for effort, yes.
It's an A for effort, but I don't think they remember, because I'm pretty sure they're all dead.
Hell, surviving a dragon attack is a feat unto its own. So
I mean, its breath like melted the weapons.
That
I
is,
saw.
Yeah.
problematic.
Knocked over a bunch of towers, and then we were like, you know what? I think we need to go to the sewer.
Yeah, we all went to the sewer after you did. Honestly,
I mean, the tower was melting. There wasn't.
Yeah.
The whole
We didn't have a
tower
lot of
melted.
choices.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I choose to remember the weapons melting, because the people that I don't want to think about that.
I would imagine that's not something pleasant to dwell on.
No.
So I understand. I see. Oh, well.
But I mean, to be fair, Harmond, really, Harmond.
I wasn't able to do that much. It's okay. You can
No,
say.
but you,
Oh, that. Yeah, if we can keep that. Yeah, I didn't do much.
we're gonna keep it real
Yeah.
quiet.
Are you
Yeah.
referring
He's
to
so cool.
Are you referring to when your body transformed and you decided to take?
I think
on a
we
different
were
appearance?
keeping
We're
this.
keeping it
quiet.
So that was the thing we weren't going to talk about. People in
I-
the Empire don't really take well to members of my order.
I'm sorry. Okay, I definitely missed something big. I
I believe I am not supposed to say anything, so I will.
That is
Well-
okay. I will just pry it out of him later when he is okay with that.
Maybe when we're more alone.
Yeah.
Yes, that is what I was trying to intimate.
And-
Yes.
Though I would say, Jess Harmon, like maybe you would have paid more attention to the dragon if you weren't like cutting yourself constantly. I mean, I don't know why you like to just keep on your face, but there's probably like a cream for it or something. I don't know, but it doesn't look comfortable.
He seems to like to scratch himself quite a bit. But I
It's-
don't think there is anything wrong with that if that's what you're into.
There's shampoos that take care of that.
I mean,
Once we have enough
um,
gold, we'll be fine.
I'm
I
not
mean,
entirely-
okay, I think all of you are really cool anyway, so I don't.
I mean, you do realize you are also very cool with the pew pews and the bang
Mutual
bangs.
fuels going on around here.
And your jacket is spectacular.
Oh, my
Very
mom
nice
made
design.
it. My mom made my jacket, and I just absolutely love it. My mom made it. I think the best part about shooting the dragon though is that like I had a donut at the same time, and it was fantastic. It was. No, not a donut. I'm sorry. It was a pretzel.
Pretzel.
Oh, those were good pretzels.
They were really good pretzels.
Yeah,
I did not have a pretzel.
Odessa starts patting her waist. She's like, I think I put one in the snack pouch, but I don't know if it's any good anymore.
I think I would pass on like days old pretzel, but I don't even know what it is. I just know that if the food is old.
Hey, so how far away are we from Trost and Wilde by chance? Do you guys remember how many days travel we did?
I feel that is a question for the Overlord.
It feels like it was around like a good week or so, good week's worth of travel. So I would say 5 days.
All right.
I'd say it's interesting then that we escaped a dragon attack and came here, and there were all these wildfires.
Yeah, I was just about to say, didn't they mention that they lost their crops to some sort of big fire? They don't seem to know what has been causing this blight or whatever is happening on their town.
Well,
some sort of
Norvad, I think you were watching pretty close too. I don't think that breath set anything on fire.
You see him pause as if he's trying to remember something. I don't remember who my mother is.
Oh, that is so sad. I am so sorry. She gets up and moves her chair over next to Norvad.
My apologies. That's not what I meant to say. I meant to say I do not remember what the dragon's breath was.
Right.
Okay, but was the first thing also true? The thing that you said that you did not mean to say?
That is not of importance at this moment.
Well, I'm just saying that if we ever go back to where I'm from, my mom would love to take care of you. I mean, she takes care of everybody, honestly.
Is she also a very tall woman?
Oh, no. No, I'm something of an anomaly. We don't know how that happened. It's just yep. It's just how I am.
Very giant lady.
I'm pretty big.
Perhaps we can
nice.
check with the Crown's Guard or someone who may be more knowledge than I am.
I don't know. You probably know a lot about a lot, but sometimes when you wake up from a really long nap and you don't really remember, maybe you just had a really, really good long nap. Your brain just goes after a nap. And she's looking around the table no.
I don't take naps.
I stay awake as long as I can.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Lirros, do you take naps?
Yes, I take naps. I take them every so often, but I don't know what you're speaking into. I don't have the similar thing when I go to sleep.
In any case, are we interested in helping Allfield discover the root of this sickening?
Let me inquire a bit. Let me go ask one of these people around here. So I'm gonna maybe speak either to the person who's busting the table or one of the people who are at the bar. I'm gonna try and see who seems to be in the most how there's, if you look out into a crowd, there tends to be people who seem more shut down or secluded. There's other people who seem to be more receptive. I'm trying to see if I can find someone who's more receptive.
More receptive. Copy that. All right. So roll me a perception check. You do know, or just go ahead and roll it, but I'll explain. The one busting the tables is sort of busy, and you can see that every now and then Kroot will kind of yell an obscenity towards him, and just oh, you're doing it too slow, and it's just in one ear out the other, and you see him kind of roll his eyes as he continues to bust tables. It's not necessarily picking up right now. It's right around noon at this point. there are a few more people coming in, but not as much as you'd normally expect in a tavern this large. What was your roll?
A 9, a Michael roll, a typical
A
Michael
9.
roll.
A Michael Critz roll. All right, a
Yeah.
9. With the 9, you look around, and there are folk. Most of them actually don't really seem to be together. There are basically one-offs. Every single table is not taken up right now, but there's a booth over to your far left that has just one, kind of a hunched over male who's just, slurping his soup kind of loudly. In fact, that's kind of why you picked him out initially. You look over to your right now, and you see another one. This time they're actually 2 people, but they're not talking. They're just kind of, with their hands on their chin and mildly eating cheese and bread as they kind of munch on it, not really devouring it, but and you kind of gathered that because everyone's demeanor, that maybe not a whole lot of people are readily necessarily wanting to talk, but there is one person at the bar, and you kind of can't tell because they have their back towards you, but they seem to be, maybe they don't have their shoulders slunched down as the others do, so perhaps maybe this might be someone you can strike a conversation with.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the person and say, not exactly nailing the term right, but a copper for your thoughts, and I slide a silver just to be like, start the conversation and see if they will give up information in the sense of what they're thinking about or what's going around in town.
Okay, you see that they have they're finishing up their half cup of ale, and they give you a strange look, and they look around like, where the hell did you come from? Because they were there initially, but they apparently didn't hear you all come in, and just looks down at the coin and, what's this then?
Just
you see him pocket it without even, but still with an acquisitive look.
Just wanted to know what you think is going around over here. We heard on our way in that you seem to be having some problems with
the crops.
Grain, the crops, this town.
Yeah, there's definitely problems with the crops. I mean, you're not from around here then, I take it.
I look down at myself in like kind of the garb I'm wearing, and I just shake my head at him.
You see him, he's eyeing your kopish frequently. He'll look back at your eyes, and you kind of look back down, and there's a sense of unassuredness there. He's not sure if you're going to basically rob him at kopish point, if you will, and so he's kind of just arching his back a little bit away from you so that he has now more of a squared up thing.
I noticed that. I did like, my sword's back at the table, but I'm still wearing my breastplate. I'm gonna doff off my breastplate. Probably takes me like a minute, but like showing that like I mean this person no harm, and set it beside the stool that I'm at. If we're at the stool.
Yep. Actually, what is your breastplate made out of?
It's both hide and plate, like plate at the top parts.
Is it a medium armor or a heavy armor?
I think it's medium armor. It's medium.
It takes about a minute. So, but I mean, again, up to you if you want to do that. Obviously, you have it now, right?
Yeah, I'm taking it off.
Okay. You're not taking it off. Copy that.
I am.
Oh, you are currently at this moment.
Yes.
All right. Yeah. Just kind of as you begin to converse with him. Again, he's noticing that, and just he has a little bit of a furrowed brow at this point, and just doesn't really get a good read on you. And he continues forward anyway. And he goes, "Well, yeah, the crops have been going bad. No one really knows for sure, and I don't know. There's a lot of talk you see around town, and most of the people think that maybe it's strange juju, just magic of some sorts. But I mean, I'm not one to really say anything. I'm more of a day dweller. You probably talk to one of those night folk, the ones that kind of prowl the streets, if you will. Not that I say that, it's not for me. But
he said light folks or night.
Night. So the people that roam and roam the streets later on in the evening and have nighttime shifts or whatnot.
Okay, gotcha.
Just kind of just he'll look around a little bit and he notice that there's not really a whole lot in front of him other than Crude, who's again behind the bar and watching one. And he goes, "Yeah, there's some people that kind of wander the streets. You may want to talk to them. We don't go out at night because of that, but you know, just I didn't say anything."
Good to know. Of course, I won't say anything, and I appreciate you talking to me about this. And I'm just gonna grab my armor and leave him to his own thoughts, not bothering him anymore, and getting back to the group and communicating essentially what I heard to the rest of the group.
Okay. So, yeah, with that information, you head back to your group, and you still have your armor kind of in your hand, right? Kind of like carrying it with.
I haven't put it back on.
All right, cool. All right, you're back with your group. What are y'all doing?
I would be looking expectantly at Lirros to see what he found out.
Okay. Well, the information I got was that not many folk know what's going around over here, other than maybe the people who wander the streets at night. So this is probably where we'd want to go. We probably want to speak to those people if we want to actually go around and figure out what's going on around here or help out.
I mean, that seems like a good idea. I mean, I think, are we all night people? She distinctly avoids looking at Harmond. We're all night people, right?
Yes, I'm a night person.
Well, I mean, I know you are. That's why I was not looking at you.
I know you're being. It's fine. I can literally do it on command now. It's not just at night.
Oh, it's like you
know what?
learned a trick, and then she looks really sad because.
Did you seriously? Yeah, you know
I'm
what?
sorry,
I find that
didn't-
offensive. Let's just.
I think that we can move on from this conversation in
Yeah.
the best
looks really
interest of
sad.
everyone. But what I would say is that I don't think that you're wrong. I definitely prefer the dark.
Lirros, you too?
As do I. I mean, it's where I'm most comfortable. It's similar to home.
I
Put a
have
pin
no
in that and
trouble in
go
the
ask
dark.
you about that later. Norvad?
I do not mind the darkness. I get around just fine whenever, though less eyes potentially on me during that time.
Yeah, and when it's dark, I won't stick out so much, so people won't look at us as much. It's helpful. She looks as if this is a conversation she has had before. But you know what? If we're gonna try to think of ways to help people, I know someone we can ask.
Who is that?
Go on.
I'll be right back. And she gets up and walks over to the bar that looks like it's about knee height, I guess, for her.
Well, just a little bit like right around thigh height, but
Yeah.
you know.
And in perfect dwarvish, shouts, "Revered elder proprietor."
You see him stop. Back in Dwarvish to you.
Hello.
Yeah?
Well, I was just thinking, and all in dwarvish, which continues to have an accent. It is possible. I just wanted, wondering, we're from out of town. We just got here. I mean, you probably noticed that. I mean, it's a small town. We're kind of, okay, anyway.
He looks over at your companions and then back at you.
Yeah. So we're wondering about what's going on and if there's maybe some way we could help. And I mean, first off, the bar
We're
owner.
not hiring.
No, I don't. Not you hiring. I meant the town. How we can help the town? Because it seems a little sad here, and you probably hear everything.
Are you talking about the Crown's Guard? You want to help them?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. I was just.
you can talk to the Starosta or one of the Washmasters. I don't know. I mean, what do you mean help specifically?
Well, you see, we are, and She kind of straightens herself up a little bit. We are experienced adventurers, and we would like to help people.
Okay.
I mean, like, I heard you had a knoll problem, and you probably got some people in here to deal with that already. That would have been fun. Anyway, so we just want to help, if we can.
I see.
Kind of point us in the direction.
Not unless you know how to stop a blight.
About that,
Yes?
when did that start exactly?
A couple months ago.
Mm.
I mean, honestly, there were reports from farmsteads far up north that were receiving it, and then all of a sudden it kind of trickled down past here on Southwood.
Mm-hmm. Probably
Yeah?
brought in by grain that was going between the towns, most likely.
I
Well,
mean, it's possible, but I don't think so.
and then without like missing a beat, she just looks up at the tall shelf. What's that?
He looks back and are you inquiring to purchase?
Well, first I want to know what it is.
It just what is it called? It is a deep green corked glass bottle.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe it has a name, but it definitely has a nice.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh gosh.
What a time!
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh heck!
Where are the DMs now?
Sounds like his power went out or
This
something.
is a bottle of
Oh,
alcohol
no.
+1.
yeah.
I don't know.
Good old-fashioned absinthe. Thank you, alcohol.
That's what it'll do. Yeah.
Yep. Now's the
Yeah.
time when we vamp.
Especially because look how dark that
Mm-hmm.
The
Got
blight
it.
hit
definitely
Gil.
looks like. Oh no, not the blight.
Oh, wow.
Well, is the bottle
we're
green or is
gone-
the liquid green?
While we're gone, while this is happening, stick around. We'll be right back. We're just gonna see what happened. We're gonna go to our break screen really quickly. Be here. We do have a giveaway happening in chat. We'll see you back in a couple of minutes. right, everyone. So you can't see Kelly right now. I apologize. We'll get that fixed. But there was 100% a power outage from our DM side. So we're going to call that an abrupt cliffhanger for this episode. But thank you all so much for being here. This first episode has been amazing. Look, this is the idea of live theater. Sometimes the show must go on, but sometimes you got to just end it. And it's okay. We got to establish a lot of cool things. So we are happy to do what we have done. Don't worry. We're going to figure out everything next week. We're going to figure out who these people are on a deeper scale. We're going to learn how Odessa knows Dwarvish and what exactly is in that bottle. We'll find out a lot of things. And Dragon? Okay.
The bottle is the first boss of the campaign.
Right.
It's a mimic.
What we're going to do now, though, is go around and say who we are and what we're doing, where you can find us. There's a giveaway going on right now. We will end it after we're done doing our outros. Make sure you put in #GetWild. Only do it once. If you're a subscriber, you have an extra chance of winning. We're going to go back the opposite way this time. So we're going to start with Nick.
Ooh, hi. I'm Nick the Tiefling on all the interwebs. So chances are, if you search for that, you can find me usually on TikTok and Twitter. That's where I tweet about whatever I'm up to. And super happy to be here playing Ekris. Yeah, so follow me there.
And Aki.
Hi, everybody. I'm Aki. You can find me on Twitter and maybe Instagram again one day whenever we have a life outside our, these four walls, at Mix Genie in a Bottle. That's MXGINIINABOTTLE. My entire Twitch streaming schedule can be found over my personal Twitch stream, twitch.tv/ShidariAki. That's SHIDAREAKI. And please make sure you head over to Saving Throw Show tomorrow at 4 p.m. PT, where you can watch me and CB doing some teenage god shit as we play New Pantheon. It's a lot of fun, and I love his character on that show too.
Mike.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike. You might know me as Mike, I guess. You can find me on Twitter at Mike, I guess, with little underscores between the words. Or you can find me occasionally streaming visual novels here on Twitch at It's Mike, I guess. And I play Harmond here for Let's Get Wildemount.
Kelly.
Hello, I am Kelly, mostly known as the Opera Geek. You can obviously find me here on Saturdays. On the Twitter, the Opera Geek. I do stream here on Twitch myself. I just wrapped up the entire tea of Shadow of War, including the DLCs. So I probably will be starting something new. I'm doing this amazing thing, though, called Taking Tomorrow Off, which is, I don't know what I'm going to do. But I'll start a new game this next week. You can also find me Mondays on Wandering DM's channel, playing Rime of the Frost Maiden in a campaign where my husband is also actually a character and uses his time wisely to annoy the crap out of me. Thursday night will be our finale of Cyberpunk Red over on Sirenscape's channel. And Friday is going to be episode 3 of 4 of our Ashen Ruin Vampire the Masquerade campaign over on Bard and Barbarian. We're about to go into the H.H. Holmes murder castle. Everything's going to be fine.
Oh no.
I know the blueprints, and I know the blueprints because I'm super excited.
Michael.
Hello, my name is Michael Sinclair II. I go by Michael Crits everywhere. Michael Crits on Twitch and on Twitter. I am on Faeforge Academy, the podcast, which is every Friday. You can just find that wherever you like podcasts. Obviously, I'm here playing this character, which is amazing. I'm playing Apex on my own Twitch channel recently, so you can watch me tilt off the face of the planet or do really well. There's really no in between with Apex, so that's great. And there's some other things coming down the pipeline. I promise you, trust me, this was one of them when I said one thing is coming down the pipeline. I just can't speak into them. So, but yeah, I just do TTRPG performing content everywhere. And I think tomorrow I have a Talon and Claw one-shot that's connected with Jasper's Game Day. And I think Joshua, who's in chat, modding in chat, is going to be in there too. So yeah, I'm all over the place. Just keep up with my Twitter and that's where I'll be.
Nice. Obviously, Guild of Locksmith can't be here right now because of technical difficulties, but that's Guild of Locksmith. He does stream as well. He is of Don't Fuck Me Guild fame with Critical Role. And obviously, he's been doing the same to us, so it's going to be great playing with him as a DM. Check out him at all of his socials. Again, that's Guild of Locksmith. Amazing individual. And we are very appreciative of him. And you know me, Omega Jones, also known as Critical Bard. Critical Bard across all social media channels. I'm an active vocalist, all that jazz. Partner Twitch streamer here on this platform, doing lots of things all of the time. You can catch me tomorrow with Aki on New Pantheon with Saving Throw Show. And then on Monday, I am returning as another dead person. I am playing Sir Godfrey Gwillem and Realm Smith's Curse of Strahd campaign, Into the Mist. The very same one that Matthew Mercer himself plays Strahd. Yes, eventually I get to fight Matthew Mercer playing Strahd. That's going to be fun.
It's fun to fight Matt.
So yeah, that's us. I do want to give another shout out to Mythomatic, who is our technical producer, doing wonders behind the scene right now. He is amazing. He probably won't say anything, but that's fine. But he's amazing. I guess an awesome person. We're very happy to have him working with us. And now we're gonna do that giveaway because you know that's what we do. So we're gonna do the giveaway for that Explorer's Guide to Wildemount campaign setting. In D&D Beyond. If you win, I will be reaching out to you via Twitch. Please make sure your DMs are open. I'm gonna pull that in about the next 5, 4, 3. I don't have a watch. 2, 1. Azerfield Tea Leaf. That's one of the giveaway.
Congrats.
Make sure you say hello, hi, so you can confirm that you are here and going to win that, so I can message you. Thank you all so much for being here. Come back next week where we find out more and hang out in this awesome world that is Wildemount. Thank you to our sponsors. We're gonna go ahead and raid GaryCon actually right now because they are playing some awesome stuff. GaryCon Gax. Can't spell that. More. Start that raid. Cool, great. Okay, I still can do that. Great. Again, thank you all so much for being here. Thank you to our sponsors. And you all are amazing, and we will talk to you all later. Bye.